Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that join me and support me over at Patreon, I greatly appreciate it. Your subscriptions mean the world. If you're interested in supporting the channel through a monthly subscription, please feel free to go to patreon.com. Look up Engelgeist and then choose a subscription level, set up an account, and you can get the readings that are available only over there every month, plus the daily forecast is available there a day early. All that money helps to support the channel, so it's greatly appreciated. This is the forecast for the greater collective, therefore it is for those that see this video and want it to be for them. It is intended for you. It is originally created for Tuesday, the 9th of February, but it is a timeless message in the sense that if you're seeing it on a date that's not February 9th, that's okay. The message still may be valid or still might have some sort of significance in your whatever you're experiencing right now. It is a broad spectrum reading intended for many people, therefore I speak in rather broad terms, but take what you need and sort of leave the rest. If things don't make sense, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken. You just might be working on something different than the majority of the people that will see this video. If things do make sense or do fit with a certain particular area of your life, please feel free to utilize this video, but always use your own highest intelligence and intuition first and foremost when making your decisions. If you choose to make any decisions in your personal life after having watched any of my videos, know that those decisions are 100% your responsibility. Always never take sort of what I say over that of a professional in their field. So if you're getting advice or counsel from like a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, anybody like that, you want to make sure that you're taking their information and their advice first and foremost, and then using your own intelligence and intuition in making your decisions, okay? So let's get into this and see what the cards want us to know. We have the Three of Swords. Lots of swords energy this week. Lots of mind stuff going on. We have that Seven of Cups kind of at the beginning of this week. We also have the Ace of Swords moving into the midweek. So we could kind of be trying to work through some of the emotions, the sorrows, the sadnesses. The word on this card is sorrow, right? The Three of Swords usually indicates sort of, traditionally it's a heart with three swords through it. And it's always kind of a rough image to take in. But what I feel about this is that, or how I normally see that image, is that when you pull those three swords out, you're still left with that big, beautiful heart. So when I look at this, that we've got these three swords kind of hitting this flower and piercing this flower, and the flower is losing a few petals from the experience. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the flower is completely, gone. It doesn't lose the fact that it is still a beautiful flower. It just might be there are some sort of experiences or past pains that we're looking at, dealing with, facing, hopefully maybe releasing, so that we can move into the clarity of this Ace of Swords in the midweek. Remember, there was also a clarifier with that Ace of Swords of that Devil card. So if we are facing some of our fears, our anxieties, our worries, our sadnesses, resentments, things of that nature, that would be this Three of Swords energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that exists. We need to sort of maybe sit with it, look at it, get into acceptance of it, move beyond it. However, our process works for that, right? We could be dealing with somebody actually in the current moment, sort of maybe hurting us or taking liberties with us, and that could be causing us also pain or sorrow. And that's maybe why we see the Three of Swords. I always think of the Three of Swords as being something from the past, right? So it could be things or, experiences that have set up beliefs or ideas in our head that we maybe don't deserve more, or that if we aren't careful, we'll get hurt again. And these thoughts can, yes, they all are sort of set up with our protection in mind, but sometimes they can hinder us or limit our experience or keep us in fear and anxiety, and then we don't actually take the risks of making the changes that we need. I think that with that Ace of Swords in the middle of the week, we want to take that risk. We need to clear these things out of the way, whatever they may be, whether they're current or they're in the past. We want to sort of free ourselves from them, right? So if you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling a little, maybe even trapped, a little bit judged by yourself or by those around you, that would also be this Three of Swords energy. Be aware of it and work with it. It's there for a reason. It's there to show you something. It's not necessarily a bad thing per se, but it will challenge you in ways of trying to sort of come to terms and release some of these limiting thoughts, right? All right, let's go to the clarifiers and see what they have to say. So we have the Six of Cups. This is about pleasure, or the word is pleasure. I love this because it's really gold and beautiful, warm orange tones. The Six of Cups is usually about celebration. It's about feeling happy, maybe connecting with family, feeling good about stuff, really enjoying things. I think that the idea here is that these two cards definitely feel like they're in contrast to one another. Getting to that pleasure is something that we want or that we seek, but we might have to get through some of the murk and mire to attain what it is that we seek. We want to do this work so that we can open the door to this pleasure, to this excitement, to this happiness that could be coming from sort of sitting with this work or sitting with these experiences, sitting with these ideas, these thoughts that maybe are, bringing us down, and kind of choosing something different, choosing something more buoyant, more optimistic, more, yesterday's stone was joy, seeking out that joy. If we're still doing that, ideally that will be that help to balance out some of the heaviness that we see in this Three of Swords. The next is the Nine of Discs, or the Nine of Pentacles. This is called Gain. With this, to me, this is the Independence card. So I love Pentacles also with the Six of Cups. To me, that's water and earth, they're very complementary to one another. This is about staying grounded and understanding who we are, realizing that we have everything that we need. We can even create more if we need to. I think that we need to to me, it feels like there's a contrast going on here between that Three of Swords and then this 6 and this 9, right? Like the goal here is what we want is the 6 and the 9, but we don't feel like we can have it. We don't feel like we deserve it. There's something going on with that Three of Swords for us that we're struggling with. That's okay. To sort of struggle with it or to have it going on. I think that the Three of Swords is indicating that, we all have our issues or whatever, but we have to address them if we want to sort of get beyond them. And the beyond, to me, in this 6 and this 9 speak to this idea of a lot of possibility, a lot of hope, a lot of room for sort of change, like, how do I want to say this? Like, I want to say we want to remain optimistic, even though maybe we don't feel as though we can right now, because that Three of Swords is looming over us. That sadness, that, whatever this issue is for us. For some of you, it may be sadness. For some of you, it may be shame. It could be judgment. It could be a bunch of different things for different people. But ultimately, there is something better out there for you. That's what the 6 and the 9 are telling me. The last card, and this doesn't surprise me, is that Devil card that I mentioned earlier. He's coming up into this midweek energy. So I'm thinking some of us are beginning through this Three of Swords to start to face this devil that we see in that Ace of Swords midweek. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Sunday reading. You'll see the video down in the left-hand corner at the end of this video. You can go back and look at that. But this devil showing up now, it shows me that his energy, this challenge, whatever it is that he's bringing in, is starting to come in for us. This could be hard for some of us. This could be like, some of our worst fears, some of our, heavier anxieties or thoughts about ourselves or those around us. This could be about, where we're not serving ourselves in the best way possible, right? Wherever we could be indulging in ways that is to our detriment rather than to our advancement. Ideally, though, the 6 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles says that we have the strength and the ability to achieve what it is we want. We just have to kind of believe it and get out of our own goddamn way. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. The devil will present us with a big challenge, but we're strong enough, certainly with that 9 of Pentacles, grounded enough, capable enough to face this as it comes, to create that clarity that we see in that Ace of Swords so that we can go after the things that we want. All right, let's go to the grounding stone. Remember, too, that the stone this week, for the underpinning stone for the entirety of the week, is this word courage. So keeping that in mind, this devil is requiring us to muster up that courage to sort of face the things that maybe we have put off or not wanted to deal with. Now, here is the grounding stone for today. The word is faith. It's on Tiger's Eye, which is also a very grounded stone. I also think of tiger's eye, it being called tiger's eye, using discernment, seeing things clearly, and also having a semblance of faith in ourselves. That's the Six of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Putting that faith in ourselves, and maybe not necessarily like judging ourselves by our experiences or what we've experienced thus far from our past. That would be the Three of Swords. Let's not give that more credence or power than it deserves. Let's look at ourselves as we truly are in that Nine of Pentacles. Let's have faith in ourselves, in our higher powers, in our God, in our spirit guides, in our own higher self, and its ability to guide us through whatever challenges we might be facing right now, no matter how hard they may be. This devil could be other people's challenges too, and us having to sit around and not sit around, but sit on the sidelines and watch them go through whatever they need to go through, and it brings up pain or sadness within us. That devil, whether it's a person outside of us or something that we're dealing with in our own lives, within our own behaviors, it is there to teach us. It is there to show us what we need to do, what we need to conquer, what we need to face, and either change, challenge, buck, do whatever we need to do to move it sort of out of our way. And I'm not talking about like avoiding it by any means. This isn't about avoiding it. This is about facing it dead on. That would be the Nine of Pentacles energy of being independent and strong, steady, and facing it dead on. The Six of Cups speaks to this idea that we can find reason to celebrate if we do this, right? That's my feeling, even though it may not feel like it mentally. The Three of Swords kind of indicates a little bit of a struggle right now. But we can get there. We have to have faith in ourselves and faith in the process, and know that we are exactly where we need to be, and that we can continue to move forward to get ourselves even further on in our journey. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That is your forecast for the day, guys. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if it resonated with your day or whatever's going on for you. Please hit subscribe if you'd like to join us every day, and hit the notification bell. Keep on the lookout for live events that I do, and you can feel free to follow the Facebook business page. If you're interested in a private reading, feel free to contact me at the Facebook business page, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.